The main quality that I look for when I invest is the founders and the strength of the founders. That being said, this is a personal investment, so I do have to look at who I want to continue working with.
They had one call with him and then never followed up. So
let's just move on, guys. We're talking way too long.
When we're saying right now, just investable and not investable, it's not are we investing, it's do we write it off?
So guys, investable?
Yes.
Yes.
You reached an agreement and a plan of action.
It wasn't an empowering situation from her co-founder.
For some sessions, they really paid attention, but for others, they would just not do it.
After this whole discussion, what have you decided?
I think they would make us fucking proud.
9 of the Middle East's top women-led startups go from Berlin to Dubai and live through the highs and lows of entrepreneurship in an accelerator that challenges them and their businesses. With $100,000 on the line, will they have what it takes?
We just had the moment of fame and now we have the moment of truth.
What are they finding out in these?
They find out if they're getting investment from Womena and from myself. That's what's about to happen.
Game face.
I love everyone. I love everybody.
Yeah, by the way, you guys.
Are you doing game?
We Share Property is a UAE-based startup founded by cousins Sarah and Steven. They build digital platforms for property developers to simplify the real estate investment process. We think you definitely need to look at renaming and rebranding. It's crucial as your product is now developing to really represent what you do. Instead of building up brand equity and trying to convince all of the different real estate players to put the products on one platform, they are now the solution for all real estate companies to digitize.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I think they can be like a client-based business where they can just grow as the more clients they get.
I will give it to Sarah. I will give her money because I know she'll make it work. And even if it's a lifestyle business, like I'm not betting on a unicorn. I'm betting on a good company with a good founder.
If I were a real estate company and saw it doing really well, then okay, I'll just hire someone in-house to do that. Because for them to make money, they're probably going to charge people a lot for it.
But to be honest, it's not that expensive. I think actually the weakness is that it's too low.
Look at how you can automate and turn it into a plug-in solution so that you guys don't have to customize with each person, and that will help you skyrocket. This is a very competitive space. There's low barriers to entry, so you need to move very quickly. You are by far one of the strongest teams that I've seen in a very long time, not just in this program. We've decided to invest in you. Which is right here.
Steven, you gotta keep a very straight face as you walk out. I'm gonna keep right straight. Oh yes,
Thanks, Dawn.
Zalij started out as a university graduation project by friends Huda and Saif from Morocco. Zalij uses green tech to turn plastic waste into eco-friendly paving stones and Moroccan flooring tiles.
So, how do you guys feel? You know, you have an amazing product and you have gotten a lot of like press and attention about the product, which is well deserved. But I feel that as leaders, as CEO, you have to remember your end user are not as competitions. Your end users are actually people in construction industries and building industries. And these are actually where you will get sales.
We stopped applying for awards like a couple of months ago. But yeah, we have to focus on the fundraising.
It should not be like a revenue stream, awards, yeah? You need clients for it.
The first recommendation that you guys were given in terms of legal was to secure your technology through letters with the people who actually developed the technology with you. that signed off the rights to what they developed to the company. So that being said, we've chosen not to invest financially in you at this time.
And I wanted to end on a happy note. I could tell you're a good team. You're a really good team. I know that Faith respects you a lot, Huda. I could see that he respects you so much. And I could see how you also add a lot of value to him and help to keep him grounded.
But you've come such a long way, like you, especially in like how you present yourself and how your eloquence in presenting it in English has improved.
Thank you guys so much. Hug?
What are you gonna find out?
We got them one.
Jazzy was founded by Dara from Saudi Arabia, who based her company out of Dubai at the end of the program. Jazzy uses gamification tools to help companies improve employee engagement and productivity.
When we accepted you into the program, there was a bit of a debate. I think for me, Jazzy was never a strong lead until Kali joined. I really like Kali. So I think that like I have a lot of confidence in the two of them now.
Okay. 6 people said to invest in Jazzy.
And apparently I care about HR, like employee engagement now. No, I think it's cool, and I think that I like the way they're developing, and I'd want to invest in Dora. Like I just really believe in her.
We are worried that what you're building is a feature and not necessarily a product, and that there are low barriers to entry where a competitor in the space that already has onboarded clients would be able to develop something of the sort, even if it's not of the same quality as yours.
I think that we can say that you really impressed us with how much you were able to accomplish.
You're super eloquent and really passionate about what you're doing, and you deliver the message so well. You made someone like me really interested in HR. Your background and your age and whatever, and your experience, if you can make it fun.
For us, it's really a no-brainer, and we would absolutely be thrilled to invest in you, and more than just with our resources, but financially as well.
I felt obviously hopeful, but if there was no financial investment for me, like I think it would be ridiculous to walk away from like you guys and what you've done, and to not like beg you to be on this journey with us. So like I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful. And, yeah.
About to get CBEX in here. CBEX? Yes. We need you in there, please.
CBEX, based out of Tunisia, is an agri-tech platform that helps farmers use data to make precise decisions that reduce water waste and irrigation. It was founded by CEO Amira, along with married couple Ines and Tahir. Overall, we thought that you were very sweet and kind. There is also an element of the character that I think you are very aware of. You have trust issues. There were moments throughout this program where somebody maybe asked a question or made a comment that sounded somewhat critical, and immediately there was a defensiveness.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, actually, you are true. I mean, I recognize that,
Be so engaged and so convinced of your business, and it's your baby that you want to protect, basically. Yeah. I think it's a really good solution that they developed. It's a really big market.
They had been burnt before by advisors and investors. And I was very open and honest about it with them and said, look, you have these problems. This is how it's going to affect you, and therefore try to limit the number of investors you can. I think you guys are very, very strong. You can get a lot of grant money, I think, and a lot of aid money, and try to get as much money as you can without adding to your cap table. They are the type of people who really give everything they have to the things they commit themselves to. When we were sitting and discussing your fundraising strategy, there are still gray areas that need to be decided on.
Traction is really the only defense you have against competitors at this point. Of course, your technology is proprietary and it's interesting, but it's not impossible to replicate.
Based on this, that we will not be investing financially at this stage. You are such committed founders, but it's just not the right time for us. Like, you guys, we know you won't give up. We know you're gonna do something great. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Être brillante, c'est quelque chose. Tu peux, mais j'ai découvert le côté humain, tu vois. Humainement brillante.
Merci beaucoup.
This whole time I haven't cried in a single session.
How does it feel? Now that it's over.
A mix of everything. We will continue our journey with CBEX and soon we will go to Mars, inshallah.
Next team up. Drum rolls, Fernwish. Do it.
Fernwish was founded by best friends Riham and Inji in Egypt. Homeowners can use the augmented reality app to visualize furniture in different spaces, and retailers can use it to better showcase their products. Okay, you said you were the glue at the center of the cohort.
But you really hustled. I saw that throughout the program.
You present yourself very well when you have to, and you think on your feet very quickly and adapt, like in the conversation. And you need to have that confidence throughout everything else that you do.
In decision making, you really become dependent on Inji, and she becomes dependent on you. And you need to make these decisions way faster so that you guys can be first to market and you can onboard more clients. 3 days ago, I said I was not going to invest in Zalij, Fernwish, CBEX, or Mathaki. And I'd like to bring up for debate investment in Fernwish. I really take Amira, Sasha, and Tina's experience in judging companies and in having grown a company really much into value. So the fact that all three of you had Fernwish on your list was really surprising to me. The reason that I put them in the no invest column 3 days ago was because I'm not running a charity. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so why I want to bring it up for discussion with you is, as a business, as founders who want to solve a problem, I'm not 100% convinced.
I disagree with you about the founder's passion. I think there's two of the most passionate entrepreneurs I've ever met. They're genuinely passionate about what they see as like a gap in the market, and they feel like they can really make a difference there.
I would definitely give them the small push, definitely. Because I think this is going to be so much motivational kick for them.
I even considered like supporting Fernwish, like investing them in myself, like just to keep them like going. Like I actually considered it seriously, and I might even do that.
But their scalability right now, as it stands, is not solid. What they're doing right now is a B2B model, and it's very human capital and cash, like financial capital intensive.
I genuinely think their technology and them being like among the first entrepreneurs playing in that space is really, it's interesting. Like this is exactly like our tagline, right? Like early stage female led tech companies. Mm-hmm. They are they're exactly that.
Yeah. After this whole discussion and this back and forth, what have you decided?
I think they would make us fucking proud if they were in our portfolio, and they would work super hard to make sure that happens. So we reached a decision, and we would be honored to invest in Fernwish.
Sorry, I have to get my love.
We really believe in you, and every single member of the Womena team wants to literally join Fernwish and work with you guys day in and day out to make this a success. And you, Riham, have the commitment that it takes to do something really awesome. Wathaki was founded by Noof and her business partner Alamin in Saudi Arabia as an on-demand, home-cooked food delivery platform that works to economically empower women.
Ready to take it all in.
So we came up with a list of recommendations for you. One of the biggest problems is there really is no documentation that links you and ties you to this business. And you are key and pivotal to the evolution and the growth of this business. Hi, Alamin. Hi. We just had a few questions for you in regards to the co-founder title and whether or not you're going to be receiving equity and what the plan is to make you an official co-founder of the business.
The plan is actually to split 50-50 between me and North.
Do you have a specific date when you plan to make this official?
We can get the document done anytime. It can be done. That can be done.
Okay, cool. All right, that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amin.
Okay.
Investable?
We're not there yet.
Okay.
Product 1 to 5.
3. No.
2.5?
No, higher.
No, I would
Yeah.
go 4.
It's a 4. It's a functional product
I agree.
with a
I
user
actually want
interface
something
that
like
delivers
this
on
myself.
time that people get.
With customers, with the growth.
Yeah.
I think it's a good business in general, but I still see that the founder dynamic is really a risk.
It's questionable, as in like who's doing what and what role is each playing.
I really think it's a great product. And what they do is also like really empowering women in Saudi Arabia. I love your idea. It's like the perfect exhibit of you can do a business and you can do social impact.
Yeah. I think it's a shame to not have an overall rating for the chef.
Yeah, I told there is a rating.
We do have
No, you have
a rating.
ratings for the dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the chef herself, it's about her dishes.
This is what I'm saying. I want to know as a consumer the overall rating of the chef. Like I have the overall rating of the Uber driver. We have reached a decision. Unfortunately, we will not be offering you financial investment at this time. I can almost, guarantee that no investor will back you guys
Yes.
if he is not secured into this business.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll get that done. So can I ask you a question back?
Of course.
If we get this paperwork done, then we'll be coming in. Because it's something that has to be done from our side.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, we'd definitely be open to reconsidering it for sure.
we get it. I think we saw the stories happening right in front of our eyes. So there's no need to say it will never happen in our case. So we perfectly understand it.
Okay,
Thank you.
guys. Thank you so
very
much.
So when we come to Germany,
Alright, who's up right now?
XPay.
Alright.
XPay though. XPay!
We're here. That was quick. How you feeling?
Feeling good?
Feeling good? Alright.
XPay is an Egypt-based company founded by married couple Menna and Muhammad. The fintech startup works with communities to develop cashless systems and management solutions. So when we looked at the product, the need for the product is evident, but we are worried that it is just a front-end tool. The fact that your tech is outsourced is really threatening to you. You need someone in-house that you trust, that is a CTO, so you don't have to micromanage.
The recent project that you've signed on, I think it's a massive opportunity for you to go into that market at a high level, and you need to be really recognized as the people powering this project. They have a great market fit in Egypt, and I'm always worried that how scalable it is or how they can modify the product or the technology or whatever they're offering to other markets, regionally if they want to expand.
Yeah, they have not discussed that at all.
But that's their goal. They're not going to make money out of Egypt.
It's just the UI, it's the UI and Mohammed's contacts, and that's it. Maybe it's worth investing in, but I was just that's really all it is.
But that's literally all he needs for the product to operate in his market and for him to do well.
Yeah, I think he's proven that he can do a lot with this little 3 people, and him and his wife and no one.
So as they are co-founders now, and it's not that she works for him, it's that they are co-founders, they need to absolutely put into place a structure of communication that fosters kind of even collaboration. As Womena, we've really been studying the two of you and your dynamic this entire journey. And we think that the dynamic that you guys have could be a potential threat to the business in the long run. First of all, I love you both. But working together in the way that you did before, one working for the other, is very different than being a co-founder in that business. You both should have equal decision-making power. I'd like to hear if you guys have addressed this between you.
When I brought Minna in, I brought Minna as somebody to replace me when I'm not there. So there's a lot of decision-making in certain areas that was completely handed to her. And the very few times where I overruled, I discovered that I was wrong. So I learned that lesson very well.
So currently you have 16%, right?
Until now I have 16.
The equity that Minna holds is minimal, in my opinion, compared to the role that she will have and she's growing into now.
If we're both equal, once we start diluting, we both will be, none of us will have actually a say in terms of shareholder structure.
At the beginning it wasn't, it was much less than this. And then I remember I told Mohammed, I don't want to do that. So we recalculated, and it wasn't the greatest thing, but I said, okay, I understand why he's doing that.
Is this something that you're both, would you consider revisiting?
I don't have no revisiting any part of the business. Do you?
Sometime in the near future, maybe we need to revisit.
Okay.
As you grow in the company and your role becomes more significant and you want to be more valued in your share structure, it's inevitable that it will come, because at the end of the day, the more investment you take, the more you guys do get diluted. So with that being said, after long deliberations, we've made a decision. At this time, we would like to invest in XPay on the condition that you rediscuss the equity distribution between the founders. I see you being that company that takes this region cashless. We want to be part of that journey.
We would love you.
We will offer you a safe note with the terms. Crazy, right? It's a bite.
I feel okay, I feel happy.
You okay? Yeah.
One last time, what are you talking about?
We're just trying to wake up.
Meraiti was founded by Rumuz in Jordan. The platform connects independent stylists with users to provide on-demand beauty services straight to their homes. You know, we kept a keen eye on you guys, and you've been really on it. Now the not so good stuff. I tried your product. I did not get a confirmation of my booking until the next morning. I think when you talk about having an on-demand service,
We need to be faster.
you need to be faster. Scalability across the GCC is very interesting for you, but it might be a big challenge considering your current model of not working with salons.
If we'd like to scale the existing product, I could agree that Egypt is a better place to be and less costly as well.
Yeah, the model that you have now in Egypt could be very easy to replicate in a short amount of time, and it's a market
Without
that's
much cost.
so fragmented, and there are so many stylists, and there are a lot of people that pay for these kinds of services.
Will be a good place.
And also something to add to that, I feel like your retention rates are a bit worrying. 30% is quite low, and even though you have low acquisition costs, it's still going to be a lot, like 70% is wasted, essentially, because they're not coming back.
Our team is now making those calls, actually. They've been calling the customers for a week now.
Whether you like to admit it or not, you are passionate about makeup and beauty, and we've seen you every day since the beginning with a full face of makeup and sometimes extensions, and extensions are such a pain in the ass to put in. I don't know why you would do it voluntarily on a regular basis.
Because I'd like to have a ponytail.
Yeah. So maybe, you know, own it a little bit more. We've reached a decision. We are choosing to invest in Mreiti. It's like an absolute honor to watch you kick ass. So
thank you.
Really excited to be part of this journey with you guys.
We really appreciate it. Back home, we really didn't have a chance. Because, you know, it was never based on merit. It was always based on who your father is. Thank you for the opportunity above everything, and thank you for evaluating us based on merit. This is where I could put my heart out and pour my soul into my business, knowing I have soldiers on my side. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Womena invested in us.
Okay, we're done. Let's go get some food.
All right, Elissa, letting your hair down. If you could like summarize today.
We relived each company's entire journey with us again after going through it yesterday for hours and debating. I'm very happy and I feel solid in all the decisions that we made. This program really mattered. We did something that counted and that had a big effect on a lot of people.
Yeah. Look at her smile! There's nothing else like this that I've ever seen since, like, I've been covering entrepreneurship since 2008. Really. This model is so, like, it's very unique and it was hard to explain to people to get them to apply, but now we have so much, like, content to use for next time to be like, this is what we mean and this is the impact. So
what these two lead as founders and founder of the program and of the Accelerator is a huge example. Let alone
just
us.
The way you guys lead your own team, like they probably took that in and it's gonna impact the way they run their businesses.
Everybody feels like a mess. That's the thing. Imposter syndrome, I've only Womentum helped me get over my like critical imposter syndrome. Okay, I'm gonna get really emotional real quick, but like I can't even say it. You almost left so many times in the past few years because we were such a mess. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Like Womena just was such a bad, it was a bad environment. It wasn't healthy, it wasn't exciting, it wasn't passionate, it was just so toxic. They thought it was crazy enough to stick with it a little bit longer. And now she's stuck with it for another year and like look at this amazing thing that we've built together, you guys. And I know that even Tina stayed a little bit longer because of this. It was tough for everybody, you know, but I cannot believe where we are right now. I can't believe what we just finished today. I can't believe what we've just done. I can't believe the team that I have. We didn't lose anybody, we just gained more. And Farida, like, through all of this shit, you've still consistently put out a media video.
Park, do you remember? That was the moment where like, yo, you're making something and you like fucking came into your own and like owned it and you're so authentically yourself and it's like,
and I'm forever grateful for what you've done. I swear, I found myself again. And I wanted to let you know that I'm going to increase the investment in you.
Starter decks with the beanies. Pinky rings on Bellinis. Couple boys from the DXB at the Malibu, dog, where you can't see me. Starter decks with the beanies. Pinky rings on Bellinis. Couple boys from the DXB at the Malibu, dog, where you can't see me. Don't care.
Ice cream.